Welcome to This Morning on Asakhe podcast, your daily dose of insightful conversation on current affairs, politics, and social issues. Please share and also follow us on social media at SiteZW. Now, stay tuned to today's episode.
A very good morning to you guys. Welcome to the Thursday edition of This Morning on Asakhe. My name is Brighton, and as usual, I'm with my co-host this morning, Nothisa. Good morning this morning.
Good morning, Brighton, and good morning to our guests. Welcome to This Morning on Asakhe. Writing classes will soon be preparing for the final exams. So today we want to talk about the government lifts ban on holiday lessons for writing classes.
Government has lifted the ban on holiday lessons for examination classes, but maintains its position that pupils should rest during holidays. Hence, the ban remains in force for the rest of the pupils. The holiday lessons for examination classes will run from August 19 to 30, and parents will pay for these lessons in their preferred currency. The decision to allow holiday classes for those writing exams follows extensive debate, as parents and teachers argue that holiday lessons help pupils to prepare for public examinations.
Primary schools will charge $2 per learning area per grade 7 pupil, or its equivalent bank rate in Zimbabwe gold currency. Secondary schools will charge $3 per learning area for Form 4 and $5 per learning area for Upper 6, or its equivalent bank rate. All boarders will pay extra $4 per day for their upkeep during the vacation school period.
Right, also interesting that teachers are going to be paid, and Mr. Mike said teachers are going to be paid 50% appreciation fee for teachers, with 20% allocated to administration and 30% designated for utilities and stationery. Quite interesting there. Good morning to you, Champion John.
Thank you so much. I think what needs to be explained properly is that one of the things that we are looking at is that the government now is conceding that they are not paying teachers, because this is the root cause of where we are and how we are, and also the issue of trying to promote a black market. Because why I'm saying it's promoting black market, because those teachers who were little paid, they are going to continue with their system of saying, you know what, this $4, $3 being managed by who and who is not enough. It's not fair for my service. So what is the best thing? The best thing is to sabotage everything and leave it there. Then when these since there is now allowance and so forth, what needs to be done? They continue to do what they were doing. No, I can tell you this, especially when was that? It was December 2023. I was in Kadoma there. I could see people coming for extra lessons, because I would even tell you more. Myself, I have been a teacher. From my family, I think 3 or 4 of us, they are teachers. So this is the system that is there. The only way to deal with issues of all these issues, let the government pay properly so that all these things disappear. But as long as the government doesn't want to pay, there is no way that is this going to come, because if you are going to give it to someone who is going to administer my money, while I know that this is unfair to me, what is the next thing? Sabotage everything and leave it there. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Champion John, for that contribution. Well, let's move on to another speaker. Good morning to you, Signor.
Good morning. This cat and mouse game, it does not work and will not work. I'll say it in my mother language. Apana mushonga unokunda kuti vanhu vagare pasi vataurirane. It's a fact. Us, the people and the government, there's no relationship. Business is now online. And it's a fact. So how are you going to apply those laws? And again, the statement which I'm putting across, it's not about cat and mouse game to induce each other. No. Business is now online. How are they going to avert that problem? Because they will still conduct those lessons privately. They'll do the business is now online, and we are going to have worse situations, because there's not going to be revenue going into the fiscals, because assuming every business activity is online, is the government planning towards finding a tax model that speaks to that? And I don't think it can be better than engaging the people to make people understand the role of a government, and that the government cannot function without the resources, not to bite the finger that feeds you. It doesn't make sense. Without taking much time, this issue really, I think, it just represents many problems that we are facing as an economy, as a people. Dealing with symptoms, we are just fidgeting. We might have sound policies, they will not work because people are putting money in the pillow. People are working outside the system. They will find a way of working outside. I'm not encouraging that. It's a fact.
Well, thank you so much, Signora, for that contribution.
I think we need to put our energy towards the school term, right? From first term, second term, we need to put our energy there, maybe as teachers, as guardians, as parents, to make sure our students, our pupils, our children put their time, their hearts to their studies during that term. Good morning to you, Njabulo.
Good morning, Brighton and Nonsense. I think we need a government that is going to look through and provide a working system that is going to address the needs of the learners. At the present moment, I don't think the government is addressing the needs of the learners. And also, I feel they are more bribing the teachers to say, find your extra lessons so that you don't take it to the streets or start complaining about your salary or being overworked. That's how I feel. And I feel they are trying to run away from addressing the core issues which the other speakers spoke about. Number one, the issue of being underpaid. We feel our teachers, they are being underpaid and overworked. Go to the rural areas. Go there and see if they have adequate teachers to address the needs of the students. Go to some of the secluded areas and see if schools are running properly and they have adequate equipment. Because as I'm speaking to you today, you'll find you go to some schools today, they don't even have a lab, but they have science lessons. The government should be primarily be focusing on the well-being of the learner. Once we have good infrastructure, once we have good systems running, you won't need the extra lessons. Thank you so much, Nonhlanhla.
Thank you so much, Njabulo, for that contribution this morning.
Unjabulo spoke about what in other rural areas. I'm a student, I'm writing my exams this coming November. But Gogo can raise $2, $3 and $5. Remember, El Nino, asilimanga savune makaya, right? Asila sivuno sneng. That $2 can go for chugela, to cooperate as chugela over this education, right? So will everyone afford this? Remember there was a time during COVID-19 lockdowns when there was e-learning as well. So students were learning via computers, but kaya couldn't have access to a laptop, access to a smartphone and so on. But now there are these fees again, $2 US, $3 US, and $5 US. Can all people afford in rural areas or urban areas as well? People are suffering. So can everyone afford to pay these fees for vocational lessons?
And to add on to that, Brighton, or maybe last night, and they have to go to school and they have to prepare for exams. It's tough, but well, let's hear from Gerald.
Oh, thank you very much, Said. The teachers down there in Gogwe, do you think they are going to benefit from this holiday lessons? Gogo right now is failing to pay for school fees, maybe for a $10 fees, and now they are being told that the children should go to holiday lessons. I think it's a grossly unfair to the education, especially in these marginalized areas. If we are to look, it's also a diversion because right now our schools need school feeding programs. But if you go to Binga, if you go to Chimanimani, Chipinge, there's no school feeding program. I was recently reading a document that was produced by my union, RTUZ, that no school is providing for school feeding. Children, they are dropping out of school because of hunger. The children are dropping out of school because they can't raise enough examination fee. These are the real issues that the government should be addressing. Section 65 of our constitution rightfully guarantees each and every citizen of this country the right to education, to the right to state to basic state-funded education, not to divert from the real issues, but then to come up with solutions that will make each and every child access education, quality education freely. These holiday lessons should be, we all did holiday lessons during our time, but it was just to supplement and not to get the real data. Thank you.
Well, thanks so much, Gerard, for that. Each child is a right to free education, but also remember the government has been promising free education. The NPF actually has been promising free education for a while now.
Good morning, Chris.
Hello, hi. I think the way teachers behave, it's mainly because of their remuneration, how they are being looked after by their employer. Teachers are not being motivated. And so for an education system to prosper, we need to have teachers who are happy. They don't have issues with their day-to-day living. But then if we have teachers who are living from hand to mouth or not having even enough transport to take them to the schools, it's a sad situation, and we don't expect our kids to learn, from those teachers, while they are putting enough effort, because it's like wherever we work, you need to be remunerated enough. You need to have resources to take you to work. You need to have resources that you can help move forward in your life, your livelihood, quality of life. That doesn't exist in Zimbabwean teachers. Most of them, they are scrounging. Yeah.
Thanks so much, Chris, for that. Quite interesting what you're raising there. Tapio, good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you? I did not do very well in school myself, academically, of course. I didn't pass with flying colors and everything. But eventually, my own journey actually reflects the problems that we have in the Zimbabwe education system. First and foremost, I think it's oversubscribed academically. And when it's oversubscribed, of course, it's going to be a tax burden, because we are trying to teach our kids so many subjects, and then we have to commit resources, of course, because those subjects are going to need teachers. And then when they need teachers, the government has to pay the salaries, they have to pay to make sure that they have a living wage, they have accommodation in the back of nowhere, in Uganda or in Zaka or somewhere, and the facilities, that costs money, and that takes away the resources from the actual purpose of having an education system, which is to teach children. So the quality will spread so thin because we're trying to be so academic. I mean, if you look at kids that are doing 5 subjects at A level, what for? So the entry requirements, first and foremost, they put pressure backstream to primary and secondary, so that there's competition over something that is overvalued and oversubscribed. We need to go back to the drawing board and de-bundle-size our education. The idea, that colonial idea, that you need to be academically, all those, a whole shelf of certificates. Thank you very much.
Well, thanks so much, Tapio, for that. Quite interesting what you're raising there.
Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. It's nice to have you here on our show, and we look forward to having you every weekday from 8:30 to 9:30. Otherwise, from myself, Nonhlanhla Mapigwa,
and Brighton Ngube,
it's bye for now.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode. For feedback, you can contact us on 263 777 470017. Don't forget to follow and like our social media pages.